Hello, Thoroughbreds. Welcome back to another episode of Penalty Broncos, coming to you from the Bandwagon Bar here. We've got Ringer online, we've got Langers online, we've got our little mate, the Gronk, locked and loaded and ready to go. Evening, lads. How yous going?
Yeah, good, Tom. Thank you very much. Just, chilling in the Western Queensland sun, mate. She's pretty good with getting a bit cold out here. So, it's, had my time down in Canberra for a little conference, and that was probably the fucking worst place on the planet. It was fucking awful how cold that joint was, but Timmy's up in North Queensland, so Langers is up in North Queensland, so I think we're all going to be jealous of his weather report. But, yeah, no, it might have been good.
That's the go.
I live in North Queensland, but I'm in Collinsville, so I reckon I might rival you for the shittest place in the world. Living the dream in Collinsville, mate. Fucking oath.
That's the go. I've never known a bloke that likes to living in shitholes before, but anyway.
What about you, Tom? You had a good week, mate?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, had a good week. But he went out to Dolby for a little bit, and I'll tell you what, if fucking you want to talk about cold out there, good lord, they had an easterly coming through there on the Sunday, ripped right through you. But anyway, so all right. Well, we might as well get into covering the previous game there on the weekend. That was against the Panthers, 6-14 loss at home. We've got some quick stats here. With the attacking stats, we had a halftime score was 6-4 with us in the lead. Possession was 45% to 55%, so pretty even. It was the same stats against the Warriors the week before. Completion rate, however, 74% versus 80% to the Panthers. I know, Jack, you were looking for that completion rate to be about 85%. Last week, I reckon if we had have actually punched on about 80, we probably would have made it a little bit closer. So post-contact meters, 552 versus 661. So they hit us for about 110 meters there. The kicking meters, and this is purely probably more defensive than actually attacking, but 751 meters we kick for versus 667. So, working out of our area and all that sort of stuff, you'll get that. Defensive stats, we've got a kick return 96 meters is what we ran for versus 246. Brian To'o can just fuck off soon, eh? All right, I haven't checked his stats yet, but that kid would have had to have had at least 100 meters of those. Tackle breaks 28 to 41. Effective
once
tackles,
again. There's up.
Yeah, exactly. Once again. Just anyway, effective tackles 88% versus 90.6. So, effective tackles were up there. We were making them. It was just So, and then the tackles made, we made 282, and they actually made 359. Missed tackles, that tells a bit of a story as well. Obviously, our missed tackles 41, exactly the same amount of tackle breaks that they had. But anyway, so overall, I'm happy with the performance. I was playing a game of soccer when the game kicked off and was madly driving down the Logan motorway, listening to it on KO in the first half there.
Responsibly.
So, responsibly. And had to get the missus to make sure that the gate was open as I screamed in, and it was already on the TV as I walked through the door. So,
sort yourself out, kids.
Yeah, that's basically. They didn't know bedtime was after the game, mate. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I really do think that we had a win there. You could see that the Penrith looked in control for 90% of the game, but for that 90%, we were keeping them honest as well. There was a chance there for Corey Oates to go over. I believe Mariner probably had a couple of chances there as well. Cobbo as well. He was cut down a bit short. So we really had the opportunities there. And even with Jock Madden going down with the hamstring, while she slotted right into that halfback role and really took control, which was good to see.
Yeah.
His kicking game was good. He had that one error where he kicked it out on the full, you could see the frustration there, sort of trying to make something happen. But yeah, other than that, that's my thoughts. What about you, Ringer?
Yeah, Brito, honestly, we were right in that game. We had them on a bloody rack there for a long time. A lot of the things that I thought was really positive, we missed a lot of tackles, but our scramble defense was incredible. The boys really turned up. They really wanted it. I think a key moment for us was when that forward pass got called from, I think it was Cobbo to Oates on that left-hand touchline in the first half. It would have taken us to probably 10-4. It wasn't forward, and you got to roll with them. But that's when we had the ascendancy. We wrestled back from we'd come back at them with it. So it really, I think that was half of our just that momentum thing. Those little things in games that can make such a big difference in the end. We'd taken a lot of punishment. We'd held them off. We'd held them out. Our defence was good. We get down their end and we strip them to the left, and they call a forward pass, which probably doesn't get called 90% of the time. We go over. It would have put us 2 tries in front. And, it's just one of them swings and roundabouts moments. But in saying that, we did have other chances where I think it was Oatsy at one stage got released down the left touchline, and he took the man on instead of just coming in and dying with the ball. I think it was tackle 3. And, with players like Ezra and Walshy and Mariner still sitting out there on your right-hand side, it's just little things like that. There's those 1% things that we weren't doing wrong last year, but we were so much closer this game to what we were last year. Essentially both teams were just missing their halfbacks. Mind you, we didn't have Ricky or Staggs, so both of them players could have made a big difference. But, we both didn't have our generals, and that's probably the difference. If they had Cleary, they would have probably beat us by more. If we had Renner, I dare say we win that game. I think a vast improvement was made with Ezra. I think he just feeds off Reece being there. It takes a bit of the pressure off him to create, and Ezra can just run his own game. And, he took the line on so much more, and then he knew Reece was out the back, so he could, he could get his defender interested and then just whip it to Reece, and he knew there'd be space there. His kick chase, he was first down there a lot of times, chase, and he's just a completely different player for the last couple of weeks. And ironically, it was by far Jock Madden's best game for the last 4 or 5 weeks. We haven't exactly been his biggest fans. We've been not toweling him up, but we've been, saying, come on, Wyatt, it's your turn to step up. He was actually having a blinder of a game, and unfortunately gets a hamstring. So anyway, I think there's a lot of positives. And the thing is, if we can roll that same attitude into the next games with our run home, we nearly win all of them. Honestly, it doesn't matter who we've got on the field. If it's just that attitude with those players, we get right back up there. So I was very happy.
Yeah, 100%. I think you touched it there. Jock seemed to be a bit more free, I guess. We're not his best fans, but I guess with having Reece there is that sort of confidence as well. So that just allows him to right, I'm just doing, this is my job. This is all I'm going to do. I don't have to worry about anybody else's. So, that might have been something to do with it as well. It is bloody shame he's gone out with a hamstring. But anyway, what do you?
I know, and
I sort of agree with basically everything that the Ringer just said. Really, I think if you had a level head on your shoulders, you probably would have assumed that the Panthers were going to win, regardless of they didn't have Cleary. I'm happy that the score was what it was, to be honest. Obviously, there's a few sort of missed opportunities from the Broncos there, but I feel like, the Panthers probably could have had the opportunity to run away by 40 points if they wanted to. And I think just that grit and that sort of scrambling defense by the Broncos, I think it's sort of positive to see that, we didn't get absolutely doused by them, which, it was definitely on the cards before the game started. So no, I think a lot of lads sort of stepped up, and like the ringer said, still missing a few players, and I thought it was very positive, even though we lost. I think 90% of people deep down probably knew that we were going to lose, but no, it's good. I think it's a few positives to take out of that loss for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I was pretty surprised with how fast we started. I think it might have taken Penrith by surprise as well. So it just shows
definitely.
Those couple of players that we get back in with Origin and all that. Just we can show that we are that team on our day. So unfortunately, we didn't get the same luck as what the Cowboys did the week before, but still put up a big showing and still put the rest of the competition on alert, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. And, Corey Oates wasn't even a starting winger at the start of the year, and he's been playing for us for 8 weeks straight now or something. So, he still does a great job in that yardage game out of our own end. He can still bash it up, he still makes meters. He's just a ticking time bomb, which when that ball's going to fall out of his hands, it's just. But he was great. I thought he was really good the other night. He was really good.
He's a confidence player, that's for sure. And those big runs that he does do are nearly like symbolic to Corey. But I tell you what, nothing brings a tear to my eye than watching him in space and just not be able to put the speed on. I just get
mowed down.
Yeah, it's like watching your old dog die, sort of thing. Like, I just want to remember you for the puppy you once were. But I guess
it looks like at the moment, though, if the field was 200 meters long, he'd start pulling away. He's like, like a good young horse that can do 1,600 meters, and then next thing they step him up further just because. They've got that stamina. It looks like if the field was 200 meters long, you just feel like that last 30, you just start taking off from people. He's got that big wind up and that great big stride. You just give him more time.
Take him 100 meters just to get going.
Yeah, big old listener diesel in the bloody middle of winter.
Yeah. Put it this way, it's still outrun me pretty easily. So.
Righto. Well, man of the matches. So I've got Payne Haas. I think he did an incredible job. Once again, I'm a sucker for picking a forward when we lose, sort of thing. But he played 71 minutes, 14 runs, 110 meters with 38 post contact. They took a couple off him. I think he was about 46.
Yeah.
And then when they adjusted the stats, they took about brought him back to 38. 3 tackle breaks, 40 tackles with 2 missed. So he got about 95% tackle efficiency there. I really thought for those big minutes in that kind of game with that kind of pace, Payne Haas just doing Payne Haas things. So, what about you, Ringer? Who's your man of the match, mate?
Mate, I'm going with you because it's hard to go past Payne, but for the sake of being argumentative, I think Paddy Carrigan, again, really put his authority on that leadership role. As usual, you just know what you're going to get. And sometimes that consistency, it just lends itself to people not taking notice. He had 109 run meters, 56 post contact, 41 tackles, and he had 5 misses, but 5 misses when he was on the edge, when they had that rotation. And, he was defending bloody edge players, and there was never a miss that you went, oh, Jesus, that was bad, Paddy. He just epitomises what we need from him at the minute. And I think a good shout-out to Tyson Smoothie. Tyson Smoothie made 50 tackles for 1 miss. Coming off the bench, and that, they've got him playing lock this weekend, and when you first see that, you go, ugh, what? And then you look at that stat and you go, huh, maybe.
Give him a crack.
Why not? Kurt Mann plays a lot for the Bulldogs. There's a lot of small locks getting around. Connor Watson, played lock for the Roosters. maybe he is just a Dallas Johnson type. Get him in the middle there. Pretty handy to have someone. If you can make 50 tackles with one miss, like, give that to me all day. Like, I don't care who you're playing. So I just think that's just a special mention for someone that doesn't get many raps, I don't think, unfairly. And so, yeah, so just because, for the sake of conversation, Payne was obviously, I think, a league above, but I think Paddy was good, and then a special mention to Tyson, mate.
Yeah, nice. What about you, Langers?
Yeah, I had Payne Haas as well. I think just watching him in action, it's pretty awesome to watch him. Yeah, just take 3 defenders to tackle him every single time, sort of thing. You know, like no one is lining up to go 1-on-1 with Payne when he's steamrolling towards them. So, yeah, 38 post-contact meters may not seem like a lot, but when you got 3 defenders hanging off you, like that's a good solid effort.
Yeah.
I think Reece Walsh had a pretty good game as well. Like he obviously had a few sort of errors, but I feel like that's just a part of Reece's game, sort of thing. You know, he always has a level of brilliance and a level of why did you do that sort of thing. And I think he just sort of added that sort of added element of attack as well. Like he got our only try, and that was sort of pretty good. He sort of burned him pretty easily. But no, you can't get past the big fella. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Nah, that try was classic Reece Walsh, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's just basically what you pay for.
And it's like that's why they're building a club around his image. Like every single Broncos plan that knows him, like that watches him every week, knew that there was not one iota of a chance he was going to throw that ball inside, that he was going to take him on.
No, exactly right.
The minute he sort of half looked at him and went, he's just like, sorry, Dylan. He's so fast, isn't he, over that 20 yards?
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty ridiculous. Like, he took 19 runs for 190 meters. Like, the little shit's tough as fuck, eh? Like, he is.
Yeah.
Someone that hot shouldn't be, like, that willing to get dirty.
True that.
Like, his stats, if we won that game, right, his stats would make him man of the match. You know what I mean? Like, he had 33 post-contact, 6 tackle breaks, a line break, 1 line break assist, and then a try. Like, pretty awesome stuff. Like, and I think that's what gives all them blokes so much confidence when he's back there, is that he can do that for them. So they just got to do their own job again, and then, it's Reece ball at the end of it.
Yeah, that's it. Hopefully, it's good signs, especially after the Origin concussion. Good signs that he came back like that, and hopefully that little thing he did with Edwards there is in the back of Edwards' mind when it comes to Game 3, and still at Stadium, you got a bloody 52,000 red-blooded Queenslanders yelling at you. So hopefully that. Got anything else to take away from the game?
No, obviously.
Just one.
Oh, you go, Ringer.
I know we got to stop this.
Yeah.
No, just one thing. I think
someone, mate.
I just think if Corey Jensen, if Corey Jensen continues this form into next year, I would not be surprised if he's playing for the Maroons, because he's becoming so reliable now, isn't he? Like, he's just a job doer, like Papali'i was for us, for the Maroons, for so many years. Wasn't going to score your tries, wasn't going to give you 15 offloads, but he was going to charge it up the biggest cunt on the field all night until he died. Like, he's just becoming so good for us, and I think, like, Billy's going to appreciate that, and if his form keeps going, that's my hot take. I reckon he'll be playing prop for Queensland next year.
Yeah, that'd be pretty juicy, actually. Imagine if Flegler gets back on the path and he's there next year. So then you'd have Flegler, Jensen, you got Lindsay Collins on a rotation. That'd actually be pretty handy. What about you, Langers? You got any other takeaways?
I think Ringer touched on it before, but I think Jock was sort of having a pretty good sort of game. Sort of a bit unfortunate that he blew his leg off, sort of thing. And you saw it, like straight away chasing that ball. You just knew exactly what had happened. So
sniper.
Sniper in the grandstand absolutely folded him. So no, it's disappointing. Obviously, he'll be obviously very disappointed in it. But luckily, we got Rogers stepping up. So hopefully, where one door closes, another door opens, and hopefully, big boy Rogers can come in and sort of make something of his own, and maybe even become the second string sort of half when Reynolds goes out, and sort of maybe even overtake Madden if he has a blinder. So
it's
It's ironic how we sort of know he got what we asked for.
Yeah,
definitely
from injury. So egg on our face if he goes like a busted ass, but that's what we're left with now.
I seen today that he got promoted into the 30, so he must have been in that window beforehand when we could use people out on the development squad, because I know there is that cutoff.
I did not know that. I did not know that he was outside the top 30. So when he played for us, he was still on development. So that's pretty encouraging that he was. It's encouraging in one sense, but I mean that tells you why he wasn't in the games, because he wasn't even in the fucking top 30.
Yeah,
that's why they're keeping going with Madden, and here we are like, put Rogers in. Rogers is not even on the list.
Righto. Well, we'll go through the next game. We've got the Dragons back at home again on Saturday, but we'll do our team list first. So fullback, we've got Tristan Saylor coming back in. We've got Origin stars out, obviously. So Walsh isn't there. We've got Corey Oates. Katoni Staggs is back from his weekend off. Dean Mariner, Jesse Arthurs, then Ezra Mam and Josh Rogers. They finish off the halves and the backs. Corey Jensen up front. We've got Billy Walters at the hooker. Xavier Willerton. Little note from the game just gone. He made that one mistake, and Kevy just straight up pulled him straight off the field. Yep. So hopefully that's a bit of a fire in the belly, especially going back on the run-on. So, Kevy obviously does trust him a bit if he's going to make him the run-on. He would have just hopefully said, look, don't do that again. Go out there and show me that you're better than that. So Brendan Piakura in the second row, along with Jordan Ricky, who's back from suspension. And then, like I said to you guys during the text message, if you want to know how my sex life is going, it's about the same as our depth at the moment. She's pretty shallow because we've got Tyson Smoothie sitting in the block. Blake Moser comes onto the interchange. Kobe Hetherington, Josiah Karapani, and Martin Tapua make up the rest of the bench with Va'a Semu as 18th man. So, and then with the match officials, we've got Liam Kennedy, who actually, I don't mind him as a referee. We've got Matt Nguyen, we've got John Stone as the touch judges, and then we've got Gerald Sutton in the bunker, which not really ideal. But with that, like I said, we've got the Origin stars out. Jock Madden, he's also out with injury. So Paddy, Payne, Reese, and Cobbo have gone. And that allows the other boys to come in. Jock, I tried to find out today how long he will be out for. I assume season, just because of how close it is to the finals. But they've still got to be confirmed up on all the sites that I can see, and I haven't seen NRL Physio post anything about it. Just another outside thing. So Kobe Black dislocated his thumb, so he's looking at 4 weeks on the sidelines down there. So that's just. So
Joshy boy, you better stay fit.
Yeah, that's it. Otherwise, Smoothie might get a run at 7. Jesse Arthur's got away with $1,000 fine because it's his first offence with that dangerous contact. He's pretty fucking lucky to stay on the field, to be honest.
Yes.
That was pretty silly what he did. I think he'd be a bit upset with himself, to be fair as well. And like I mentioned, so on signings here, I've got Josh Rogers has been elevated to the top 30. Now, there was some reports getting around with Baxter Best, who's Bradman's best brother. So he's 15 He's out there in Ipswich. There was rumours getting around that he'd been promoted to the top 30 as well. Turns out not true. I think he's just been brought into the development squad to replace Josh Rogers. So congratulations to Baxter anyway for getting that far.
Hell yeah.
I tell you what, so Baxter Best is a rugby league name. Bradman's a good name, but Baxter.
Yeah, and I'm
going off
sure
names, this kid's going to be anything.
He plays fullback centre as well, so I'm pretty sure he's also Queenslander. So
I seen it that he played for the under-19s or was chosen for the under-19s but didn't play or something. So
no, he played for the under-15s this year. I think they got a carnival on at the moment or something. So yeah, no, he's going to be great guns. I'd love it to be a world where him and Brady Best go at each other. That'd be
that'd be good.
That'd be so good. So, but what's Langers? What's your thoughts on the team list, mate?
I think Jordan Ricky is probably going to have a fucking blinder. I think, he came out earlier this week and said, he's obviously very disappointed in his actions and, what led him to getting suspended. And he's sort of, watched his team lose the last few weeks, and he's probably taken a little bit on the shoulders for that as well. So, no, hopefully he can just come out and have a fucking blinder. Staggs is back from his little personal sort of situation, whatever was going on with him. Hopefully he's all sorted and got his head, screwed on straight, and it's all good to go. Obviously losing all the rep players is obviously going to hurt us a fair bit, but yeah, I think we still got a pretty good team and we can pull it together. And the Dragons are without their sort of attacking sort of lads as well. So I think it should be an awesome game, to be honest. I think it should be really, really good. What about you, Ringer? What do you think?
Yeah, mate, I got to agree. Like, if there's a time for Ricky and Katona to be out and to be coming back hungry, I think it's when we need them as senior players to be standing up. So hopefully they come back with that energy, especially Jordan. I would hate to be someone standing under the first kick that gets put up down his edge, because he's a great kick chaser, and you know what he's going to be like doing that first one. So
you're going to flatten.
he's going to hurt someone. Like, he's going to flatten someone. And Katoni on that side, like on that edge, I think that's going to be our gun edge to be attacking this week. Like, without Reese sweeping on the other side, without Cobbo, I think look out Mariner, Katoni, Ricky. I think that's going to be where they'll go.
Yeah.
I was, when I first looked at it with Smoothie going back to 13, I was the same as Tom. I was like, holy hell, we haven't got another 13 that can drive in there and like just tackle. But after re-looking at those stats, it sort of made me think, well, maybe it's probably the best option we have at the moment. If he can make 50 tackles with one miss, well, that's probably all we want him to do against the Dragons. Don't take any shit up the middle. I was actually pretty impressed with that Carpini off the bench against the bloody Panthers. He was playing in the middle, and he was only on for 8 minutes, but he was just energetic, just going at everything, trying to tackle. And so, it's the same old. Blake Moser, of course. Once again, that kid could do anything for us coming off the pine. So, but it's the same thing. The team's there. If we show the same fight and determination we did against the Panthers, it's 13 plus for me against the Dragons without Ben Hunt. I just the hunger and the belief that last game should have put in the players that are playing. You've got Rogers coming in playing for a spot, and then you've got some older fellas like Tony and Ricky coming back, going to say, "Okay, I'm sorry for what I did, but now it's our time to go forward." They need, if they don't win this game convincingly, season's gone. There you go.
Yeah.
No, that's part of my notes coming up, is that I don't see this game as like, we'll just get through to the Origin period. This is a must-win, I think, if we actually want to even be in the top 8. So,
in the top 8, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But just on the depth, I put out a graphic before about the casualty ward, and I had to make another slide because I couldn't fit everyone on the one slide. So we've got Adam Reynolds, we've got Fletcher Baker, we've got Jack Gorski, Jock Madden, Benjamin Decora, Deloise Hoyter, and then Kobe Black, obviously there, but he's not really playing. But we've got 6 starting, or essentially top squad people just sitting on the bench there. That's going to take a hit on anyone's roster, sort of thing. And I mean, Benjamin Decora, we could have definitely used that big bopper right about now. So, definitely feeling a bit injury.
Exactly. And we were short on edges, obviously. That's why they brought Gajowski up down from North Queensland. And then we just get it start, and he's just starting to find his feet, and then he breaks his arm. So, he would have filled that edge role, and Kobe would have been the hook, the lock. So.
Yeah,
but one good thing though is I reckon Marty DePau had another good game the other night. He was solid again.
Yes.
So that's what's keeping Williston. That's what keeps Williston honest. And Kevy putting him on the run on again is saying to him, "Okay, bro, you need to really show your worth here because this old stage is starting to bloody come good. And if you don't, well, I'm soon could get rid of you, sort of thing. Which is good for our team because." Marty was in the wilderness there for a while, but the last few games, he's been great off the bench, just charging at him. He's been really good.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting with his contract actually coming up. So, but I did, ever since you pointed that out against the Warriors, I did watch him in that game, and he's put the shit away. It's just hard, straight running. It's just good tackling. All that sort of stuff. So it really a team first mentality. So it's really good to see the old heads.
Because he's always been good, hasn't he? Marty's always been very good. And and that's the thing. There's going to be times when we have our full squad back that you can say, okay, Marty, let your offload go because he's definitely got an offload in him. Give him that reign. Say, okay, we've got the players around that we could defend this. Let it go. But at the moment, he's really sort of pulled his head in and gone, okay, we don't need a third tackle offload in our 30.
Yeah.
And get us in trouble again.
Yeah. All right, so Dragons run out as this. I've got Tyrell Sloan, fullback, Christian Tuapolotti, Moses Sully, Max Fiagai, Michaela Ravawala comes back on to the wing. Kyle Flanagan. Then they've got that Jesse Marsh, I think his name, Marshke, yeah. Francis Molo, Jacob Little, Jack DeBellin. He's got the captaincy for this game. Raymond Fatala Mariner, Jaden Sewer, and Tom Eisenhuth make out the starting. Then we've got Hame Sally, Luciana Leilua, Toby Couchman, and then Ben Murdoch-Masilla round out the interchange with Jack Bird at 18. So I guess like I said, like we've been talking about, they showed what we can be, that team last weekend, the Broncos. So they're still chasing the win. This is a must-win game. They have to do it. I'll be bitterly disappointed. I won't be disappointed if it's a close game, but I will be disappointed if we can't control the majority of the game. I really do feel like the Broncos should just be on the field. They'll win. The Dragons are there competing, but that's about as close as what they'll get. So they did put up a big showing against the Roosters at the start of last weekend's game, but I think that whole JWH, the fact it was the Roosters, there was a big crowd there. I think that got in. And then once you've seen that emotion wear off, and Tedesco and Sam Walker just wore them down, and JWH, honestly, I believe he knew he was getting sent off before he even stepped on that field. He was coming in.
He could have just done it earlier and got it out of the way.
Yeah. Coach, I'll just stand on the sideline for about 10 minutes and get it out of his
system. Get it out of the way.
But yeah, as I said,
I think for the Dragons. No, sorry, Brett. I'm just going to say, I think for the Dragons, it's a huge loss to have Lomax and Hunt out. That's pretty much where their points come from. But I tell you what's a big loss too is Blake Laurie not being there.
Yeah.
Their middles are going to be a completely different setup now. So Like, I guarantee Jack Bird's in that 17 somewhere. I don't know where they're going to put him, but he's going to be there somewhere. But
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
and same as Luciano. Luciano's more than likely going to start instead of Fatula Mariner. But that middle rotation now without Big Blake Laurie coming on, it demolishes them, I think, and I think that's where we have opportunities to get. You know, the fellow that we said no depth about, Tyson Smoothie around the middle, could be the difference. You know, because Armtella hasn't played all year, pretty much. Like, it's just a completely different setup for him because they've had that stalwart of Blake Laurie there just coming off the bench and being that just big bopper that does the work. So, you know, it's going to be interesting. And you know, if you can hold them and they haven't got Lomax to kick to, because that's their biggest weapon. They can have the shittest set ever, and Ben Hunt can put a kick on a dime, and Lomax will get it. So if you can stop them from going through you, and they haven't got that up their sleeve, like, well, you've gone a long way to keeping them from scoring points.
Yeah, that's it. And I also feel like Jaden Sewer is going to have a bit of a bee in his bonnet. I'm not entirely sure why he got dropped. I know that he made a few errors, but in a game that we had, errors are going to come, sort of thing. Like they're sort of part and parcel for what was happening. So, yeah. Anyway,
sorry, kids. Just a classic 3-year-old meltdown. Pillow wasn't in the right spot, and Daddy didn't tuck her in properly. So, you know, the world ended.
Yeah.
And to be fair, mate, you fucking should be ashamed of yourself.
It was the wrong pillow.
Yeah, well, mate, you should have tucked her in properly, mate.
How long's she been on this planet for, mate?
Yeah.
Exactly.
We'll battle on. Yeah, so Langers, what have you got based on this game?
I think, I think the Dragons losing, you know, Hunt, Lomax, and Laurie. I think it's going to be. I think they've basically lost most of their attack, to be honest. So I think, I agree with you. If the Broncos can control the majority of the game, which hopefully they should, then, I think we'll come away with the win. But, if they don't win, then, it's not looking good to make the top 8 if they can't beat the Dragons, even without their rep players. You know, I think the Dragons rely on their rep players a hell of a lot as well, with Lomax scoring and Ben Hunt, you know, dictating the play and, you know, creating those opportunities for Lomax to score. So without them, hopefully there'll be a bit of a wobbegong, bit of a toothless sort of shark. And, hopefully the Broncos can just fucking pump them.
Yeah, that's it. I really...
That's what we're waiting for, hey? We're just waiting for the boys to kick in.
Yeah.
It really needs to be first 40, just get out there, tackle, make your sets, complete everything like that. Don't make any errors. And then in the final 40, you know, maybe 15 minutes in, start throwing it around a bit. Hopefully Tristan Saylor's got it out of his system and he's feeling energetic. Ezra Mam, you know, get in there. Jordan Ricky, I'm excited to see this game out of Jordan. I'd hate to be, you know, Raviala or one of them because, you know, Jordan Ricky's going to come for you. So
yeah, he's going to have a dig.
That's
early betting for man of the match for me anyway.
Yeah, true. Yep. Would be a good shout. So, all right. And then also this weekend, so obviously the men, they're playing at Suncorp. We've got the ladies, they're kicking off their trial match, the one and only trial match that they're getting for this season. So they're playing the curtain raiser. I'll be in there watching both games. So their team list, and it is a little bit shocking actually, because there's barely anything getting around about on the poor girls. So hopefully the media starts covering it a bit more. But anyway, Broncos v Tigers, Suncorp Stadium this Saturday, 5:15 p.m. Thoroughbreds, if you're in town, get down there and support them. Get in there early. If not, turn it on the TV. Let's get the ratings pumping for them. So they'll line up. In this, they'll have Hayley Maddock at fullback, Julia Robinson, Mele Hafange. It's got to be by far my favourite player of Mele.
Poor.
I reckon she's
terrible.
Great. Yeah. Lauren Dam, Bree Spreadborough, Skylar Adams, Ali Brigginshaw, Nettie Nulasadi, Nuasuli, Jada Ferguson, Brianna Clark,
what's up?
Maria Denman, Romy Titzel, Keely Joseph, Lavinia Gould, Tafido Lafeli, Chelsea Lenardisi, Tasman Rapana, Jasmine Fogavini, Hannah Larson, and Shaylee Joseph are the 20 that will be there. I'm not sure in the trials if they play 20 or if they play the 17. But anyway, so...
You'd hope they'd play everyone like the men's, wouldn't you? Like
yeah,
they get a full swing and they just let them...
First hit out of the game, first hit out of the year, surely. So in the team, we've got Bree Spreadbra. She's a Rocky girl. She's making her debut alongside Skylar Adams and Keely Joseph. They both played Origin this year. We've got a couple of injuries already. We've got Shanae Chelsolka. She's damaged her thumb, and Destiny Brill's got a calf injury. And interesting enough, it's not just the men that are doing a bit of a raid on the Union. So obviously Melly came over from Union, but we've also got Stacey Walker. She's currently over in Paris at the moment playing in the Olympics. So she's going to be available for us since round 2. So that's good. And then we've got Scott Prince as the
That's
coach,
pretty handy pickup.
Who's returning. Yeah. No, it'll be interesting. I haven't seen her play, but I'm guessing if she's over in the Olympics for the Union, she's got a bit of go about her. So it'll be interesting to see how she slots into it. So anyway, the girls are on their way to the road to the premiership. So I'll be down there cheering.
I'll just say one thing about one player I know nothing about, but just going off name and name alone. B. Spreadbra.
Yep.
Spreadbra's in Mount Isa, and I think there's a few in Charleville. All of them can fight like fucking thrashing machines. So if there's a bit of fisticuffs, we're going $1.01 that Mrs. Spreadbra just goes fucking ham on something.
Yeah, I know one Spreadbra used to race motocross from Mount Isa, and I was thinking as well, when I seen her name, I was like, if she's any relation, oh my God.
Mason, his name is. Fucking loose unit.
Yeah. Good lad, though. All right. Talk a bit of Origin.
Fuck yeah.
Oof. I haven't weaseled my way into a box this year, so I'll be parking up on the couch. Which, to be fair, I'm that nervous about this game. It's probably a good spot for me to be. So we've got the decider at Suncorp Stadium next Wednesday. Boys are in camp now. I'll run through both camps just with their opposition as well in line. So we've got Reece Walsh going up against Dylan Edwards again, Selwyn Cobbo, Brian Toto. Dane Gagai comes in at centre. He's going up against the Bradman Best, the other new face in the Blues. We've got Hamiso Tabia Fidel, Stephen Crichton. Then we've got Val Holmes pushed out onto the wing. He's going up against Zach Lomax. Tommy Dearden, Jerome Luai, Daly Cherry Evans, and Mitchell Moses. Ruben Cotter is starting at 8. Jake Travojevic for the Blues. We've got Ben Hunt, Reece Robson, then Lindsay Collins and Payne Haas. Kurt Capewell comes onto the starting side for Queensland, up against Liam Martin. Jeremiah Nanai up against Angus Crichton, Patrick Carrigan, and Cameron Murray. They finish off the run-on squad. Then we'll have Harry Grant up against Connor Watson as the super subs. Mo Fodawaker, Isaiah Yao, Felice Kafusi, Mitchell Barnett, Kalen Ponga comes on to the bench for Queensland, and Spencer Linu breaks out that. 18th man. Interesting for us, we've got the Storm lock, Trent Liero, up against Matt Burton for New South Wales. So, some very interesting selections there from Billy. We've lost Tuolagi, we've lost Coates, we've lost Sewer, and we brought in those new names there that I've got. The only change from the Blues really is Latrell Mitchell out with the foot injury. Brady Best came straight in for him. For the first time, I probably feel like New South Wales have felt for the last 15 years. Not confident and very nervous. So I don't understand how Sua. I tried to look at why Talagi got dropped. He's not injured from what I can see. So with
I think he got suspended, didn't he?
Is he suspended? I thought he escaped that charge.
There's definitely something. There's definitely something because he's not available.
Right, okay.
I'm sure I've seen it not available for some reason, but maybe not. But I'm sure I've seen that he's not available. And I was like, well, that makes a lot of sense because why would you lose two wingers?
Yeah, okay, righto. I looked at the performance of Val over the weekend, and I was really expecting him to sort of aim up in that game. But I mean, again, he made 11 tackles, he missed 6, he had a 55% tackle efficiency, 3 ineffective tackles, and no assists of any kind. So no try assists, no line break assists, nothing like that. So
definitely no field goals.
Definitely no.
Yeah, it's funny that you said aim up because I can't aim a field goal.
Yeah, no, that was pretty bad, that one. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Billy could be a mastermind. We could, even if we lose this series, next year we come back galvanized and stronger, and we just pump them or whatever. And then they'll look back and we'll be like, Billy, what we were worried about. But I do think that the beak on Bloke, when I was listening to him today, he did say that, all them Storm boys are that entrenched in that Storm system that that's just how they go about it. The coach says this is my view, this is what we're doing, and this is how we're going to do it, and we're sticking to it. The only difference between that is that I can think of, Craig has 27 rounds. So if he tells a player good at the moment, he's got 27 rounds to work on that to still get a spot that year, or somebody else will play themselves out of that position sort of thing. Whereas Billy's got 3 games. I'll go on the record. I think Fafita should be in there. I know, sorry, Jack, but I don't think Kurt should be run on. I think it should be Fafita. I think that's, he's that X factor that we need, and honestly probably scares the shit out of New South Wales, and they're probably happy he's not in the team. So I'll throw to you, Ringer, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, mate, I got to agree. Kurt's my cousin and whatnot, but, I didn't really understand Suar's dropping it either. But, if it was Suar to Capewell and then Fafita on the bench, I could probably be a bit more comfortable with it because it's like, okay, well, Suar and Capewell's pretty like for like. They're not offering up too much in attack, but they're very solid defensively and they're going to scrap for you. And then I thought, okay, well, if you're going to drop him, well, Fafita's obviously going to come on the bench as your X factor to break a game open when you need it. But yeah, in Billy we trust. However, the thing that keeps coming back to me is game 1 for 65 minutes, the Blues were going with us with 12 men.
Yeah.
We did not look great that first game. And we wore them down because they had no players, but we did not look great. We were obviously not great in the second game, but in counteracting that, we know no team's going to have that same start ever again. That's just, they had the perfect, everything stuck, everything went to plan. But yeah, I'm pretty sort of taken aback by that one as well. KV's going to do a job. There's absolutely no doubt he is, but it's just the fact that if you're going to drop Suar off to bring someone in, why wouldn't you swap them around? Because Suar could play in the middle, there's no doubt. Anyway, Billy's obviously seen something, but I did call the Gags and Val Holmes on the wing last week. Val hasn't been going great, but we've got to remember that he's in the top 5, I think, try scorers for Queensland for a reason. The boy can finish off a try. He can hug that line and can be in the right spot at the right time for grubbers, for backline plays. I think that's probably his best. And he is still pretty good at getting out of, like, he's still got a good, tough carry in him. Like, I think the whole thinking at centre part might be playing with him a bit, like in that upper level, like where he has to make decisions whether to play out or hit a line. Like at wing, he's just got to feed off his inside man. So
yeah.
And Gags, like, I'm so excited to see Gags play. Like, I would hate to be playing. He's going to punch someone or someone's going to punch him. Like, I would hate to be opposite him tomorrow, like on Wednesday. He's just going to be so in their face. He's so passionate. Like, no matter what happens, everyone's going to love what Gags does Wednesday night. So, you know, I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
what about you, Logan?
Mate versus mate with Bestie and him on the same side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with both of you, to be honest. I thought Fafita was probably going to get a start over Capel. But I feel like Capel's probably a bit more versatile as well. I think with Billy picking Ponga off the bench, he's either going to be that impact sort of player, hopefully either thinking that, you know, when the boys get a little bit tired on the Blues side, that you can throw, you know, fresh legs Kalen in to sort of work his magic and, you know, work a little bit. Or, he's probably gearing up for one of the backs to get folded and fucking injured, and then Kalen will be able to slot right in, you know. And I think Capel, you know, like he can play a few positions, you know, like he fucking played winger for the Sharks back in the day. Like, he's not a winger now, obviously, but, you know, like I feel like he's just a bit more versatile than what Fafita is. But in saying that, I feel like it's probably a bit of a miss not having Fafita in that team. Like, just like what Ringer said, you know, like he scares the defense, you know, like he has that sort of unpredictability about him as well. You know, he only needs one run and then, you know, he's through sort of thing. So, like, I think it'll be interesting having Ponga off the bench. Hopefully he can be that impact player. Hopefully nobody does get injured and he has to come on in 5 minutes because Reece has had his head taken off again. Mm-hmm. But I think the New South Wales forward pack is probably going to fucking monster the Queensland forward pack, to be honest. Like, our boy Payne, he's going to be in there. He's going to be dragging 3 of them down every tackle again. And, I think just from their sheer size, I think that's going to be the game changer, I think, personally. So, look, hopefully not. Hopefully we'll have a fucking digger in Suncorp. So, you know, the stats don't lie there. I think, but someone was saying that the Blues win at Suncorp for the decider every 10 years. So the last time they won was in 2014. The time before that was 2004. So, I mean, if you're all about the conspiracy theorists, which I'm fucking all about it. So, who knows? Who knows? Like, it's gearing up to be a fucking good game. And hopefully it's not like the first half of Game 2. That was sort of pretty disappointing and frustrating to watch for everybody in Queensland, I feel. But, I think, it's still a good fucking team. You know, like, they're not chumps, you know. So, hopefully, you know, Billy can work his magic and the boys can gel this week at training camp and come out and just fucking smash the Blues.
Yeah, I feel
and
like that.
It seems like, to me anyway, it seems that they got on top of us so early that we couldn't rein it back in. And then by the time we did rein it in, we actually played better football than they did, like attacking football. So I think, from Billy's point of view, surely it's like, if we kick off from that point on, you need to be awake and on and do not let them get that run on again. Because if we can match them for that first 20, like, at the end of the day, even if they're 6 or 10 points up, with Kalen, with our team, we have the firepower to score plenty of tries at the back end. It's about not letting them get on top of us again like they did in the first game. And the second game, sorry. But it once again, it all comes down to whether we can suppress that, because they were fucking incredible that second game. Like, it was hard. Like, it was one of them games that was hard to watch, but it was sort of like respect your elders sort of shit. It was like, oh, fuck, they're very good. You know, like, it's not as if we were so shit, you know what I mean? It's harder to watch when we're just doing stupid shit and getting beat, whereas, like, holy fuck, we're just getting pounded out there like a fucking Taiwanese whore. So, it's a lot easier to fucking take that on board than if you're playing bad, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely.
I think like the way that the Blues sort of behaved in that second half, I don't know if that was, a bit of grubbiness because they were winning so bad. They knew they had it in the bag and all that.
Yeah.
Or if, the way that we played at the end of that second half was frustrating them. Like, hang on, we just pumped you guys. Like, what? Like, stop doing this. Like, what are you
Why is this happening? Yeah. I mean, second half was, I think, 18-4 to Queensland.
Yeah.
But obviously, like when you're already up like 34 points, you can probably take your foot off the gas a little bit, sort of, preserve some lads and, don't get injured and don't, fully go for every player at every time sort of thing. But no, I think I think Queensland did a really good job sort of second half to obviously stop the bleeding from, just try after try after try in the first half. And, I think I'm fucking keen, boys. Next week, fucking bring it on.
I'm so fucking keen.
Fuck yeah.
Surely Ponga. So the way I look at it, maybe Curdy comes off for a break, Carrigan goes into the middle, and Ponga comes on at 13 or something like that. Hey, like that, that gets a little
He'll be
bit of lead in my pencil, mate. Like that's some horny shit right there.
Fuck yeah.
There's a world if we're chasing points where Ben Hunt, Harry Grant, and KP are all scheming around the middle. That'd be terrifying because they've gone to big bench again.
Lindsay,
so it's like, okay, good luck.
Yeah, that's it. And if our boys can wear those guys out, and frustrate them a little bit, and then you get them little nippy guys sitting around the center just trying to do something, it could be. And there's a reason they haven't won deciders at Suncorp for a while. 52,000 screaming fans.
The boys get up.
They'll let them know every mistake that they make. They'll let our boys know everything that they do right and all that sort of stuff. And that's got to be, it's got to be at least 10% effort sort of increase just by that. So, all right. Bit of extracurricular activities. So tipping on the weekend, Jack, 7 out of 8. Mate. Solid.
Oh man,
pretty Don't believe that's anything but fucking pure ass. If we started this of any of the weeks before the weeks we've actually done it, it would have been 1 or 2 or 3. So. It's just been pure ass. So thank you for the podcast for changing my fucking luck.
Mate, it's going bad when I'm on Langer's work chipping and I nearly got the perfect round and I did not move one spot off the bottom. I'm still down on the bottom, mate. Like I'm scratching. I'm nowhere near the next one.
Yeah.
I'm like, surely I've caught up a bit. Oh no. Damn it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even tied with anybody else in that comp, Langers. I'm like, just clear out, won the round, and just did not move anywhere.
Do not pass go.
But anyway, I got 6 out of 8. Langers got 5 out of 8, and the Gronk is where he belongs, down the bottom. So
he backed against his own team again, and that's the one he won. So he's very lucky.
I
fucked up and backed the fucking Cowboys like a fucking idiot.
I know. In a goal point shootout with 70 fucking tries each.
They had 5 fucking chances at field goal. 5 of them.
Yeah.
And the bloke that slotted a fucking 40-metre, he never got another fucking dig at it. What the fuck?
Oh, no, not
fuck
you.
Cowboys.
Why would you get another kick?
You did really well. You can sit these next fucking half a dozen out.
The most cowboy thing ever, eh?
Yep.
Oh, it was. That is just typical of, and next time they'll play the Storm and beat them or some fucking stupid shit like that, eh? Like, just to fuck everyone's tips again. So.
Yep. So the ladder looks like this. We got Ringer on 2 wins. Myself, I'm in second place with a 4.5 average. Langer's in third on a 4 average, and the Gronk just down in the cellars. A lot of head noise down there. He's on 3.5 on an average, so we'll see how he goes this week.
Can't.
And then talking about this week, what's he gone? So he's gone the South. He's gone
Yep.
Sharkies, Titans, Dragons, and Manly. So that's his little get up. Let's get this up here. What are you going, Jack? Have you got your ringer? Have you got your tips there, mate?
I cannot follow him into Souths without Latrell, but
yeah,
I know Dollies have got a few out, but I'm going the Dollies to bounce back. Sharks, it's a bottom 4 team, so the Sharks are going to put 50 on them after being terrible for the last 6 weeks. That's just how the Sharks roll. No Nico, so that might help.
I was going to say, do you know Nico's out? But
yeah, but yeah, I just for some reason they've just got that vibe about them, the Sharks this year, that they'll go for so shit and then they'll play the Sharks and everything will stick for them. I think the Titans belt the piss out of the Eels. The Titans are starting to get that. They're starting to get dangerous along with Rabbits. We need, as the Broncos, this is where I'm talking from, this is why we desperately need to win this game and win it well, because the Titans and the Rabbits are going to be collecting wins like infinity stones from here to the end of the season, because they're just going to be cunts. Like, they're going to be hard teams to play. They've got players in there that can tear you to shreds just out of the fucking blue. And if they get their confidence up, it's just a terrible team to play. So I'm going the Titans. Bronx, obviously. I'm going Bronx by 18 plus, because I think this is the time. If they don't, this is the time. This is a Stags 2 plus. I know that about even boys all about trying to wrangle a stag. This is the time. It's a Stags 2 plus weekend for me. And then this last game got me absolutely fucked. I have no idea, but I'm actually going to go the Knights just because they're going well without Ponga. Like, Gags goes out, but I don't know. I've got that as my whichever one you pick, just to throw it at a dartboard game this weekend. So
yeah, fair.
And then Queensland, obviously.
What's your tips?
I've gone the Dolphins. I don't think it'll be a blowout by any stretch of the imagination. I think I've even gone Dolphins by 2, so I don't think that's going to be a blowout. I've gone the Sharks despite no Hines. Sort of sounds like that boy will not be playing again this year. I think he's sort of basically snapped his ankle in half from what sort of early reports are coming. So I don't think he's going to be coming back anytime soon. Titans, gone the Titans. I agree with Ringer. They sort of have some sort of air of destiny about them the last few weeks. They've been fucking putting it together really well. Obviously, I'm going the Broncos as well. Fuck the Dragons and fuck the Gronk for picking the Dragons too. And I've gone Manly because it sort of got that feeling that old Tommy Turbo, perfect time for him to just rip and tear, score 3, set up 4, man of the match sort of situation. So, I'm going the Beagles.
Yeah, nice. The Manly Knights game for you, Ringer, is the Dolphins Rabbits game for me. I don't know which team's going to show up. Latrell's a big out, but I mean the Dolphins. You just got to watch the game against the Dragons. They could very well do that, but hopefully, typical Wayne Bennett, he won't allow that to happen more than once. So I'm going to push on and I'm going to go the Dolphins there. I'm actually going to go West Tigers. So that's my buy round bet. I feel like, the Sharks are on a definite decline hard. Nico out is going to be terrible. I know that means that Atkinson will most likely, I haven't seen the team. Yeah. I'm assuming Atkinson has come into the halves. But yes, I'm going to go the Tigers there. Is she right?
I don't know what's going on here, but anyway, yep.
That's all right, mate. We all got kids.
Yeah, It's all good,
Sometimes they suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes they are hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like sleep. Bitch, if I could be asleep right now, I would be. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna follow you guys with the Titans. I reckon the Titans put an absolute hurting on the Eels. And then I think we see the Eels go back to last and the Tigers come back up. So Broncos 13 plus, of course. I might even follow you with the Stags bet there, Jack. And I'm going to go Manly as well. Mainly just because, like, you're right, they played well without Ponga anyway. But Gagai missing, and you got
that's a completely different
still there. Yeah, so I think I'll go Manly there.
No, that's such a toss up for me because both of them have been good without their stars, if you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
the DCE factor is the only reason I went for the Knights. Is like, you know, like it's a big job to come in and take over DCE. So
yeah, he fuck me, he's been playing in slow motion lately. Good lord. But, all right, we'll move on to some bets then, I suppose. Nothing hit last weekend. We got a couple of one leg fails though, so we got
it got close.
What do we get here? You got another one leg fail, I'm pretty sure, Jack. So,
yeah, I did. There was, I think it was the Knights game, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah. No, it was the Roosters.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was.
Roosters
so,
Dragons. Your big one. You just went. You went one leg too long. And Jackie Lomax didn't score for you. But that
I know, and he went up. They kicked his way after all the other three legs come up. I was like, oh, we're on here, and then no.
And I did. Someone said over the weekend that Alex Johnson is most likely going to just fold into oblivion now that Walker's moved into the 7 role, which is very true because he was a great recipient of Walker's ball playing when he was in the 6. So.
Yeah, they go down that left hand side.
Yeah, that's it, 100%. But needless to say, you're leading that leaderboard as well with a 50% leg hit. Langers, you're on 30%. I'm on 27, and the Gronk down in the cellar on 25, where he belongs. And true
fucking Cowboys.
Like true gamblers, we're chasing our losses, so we want to keep an eye on what could have been. So we've got 34% of one legs failing, and our bad beat currently we should have had $188 in the kitty, but we go again this weekend.
Look at that.
That's why they call it gambling, not winning.
Gronky boy's gone the safe bet. He's gone the Dolphins v Rabbits, and he's picked Sydney 1-12, Gray, Bostock, or Gagai. One of them to score during the game gets him about $4. So safe bet. I see what he's doing there. I can see what he's doing. Langers, what are you? What game have you got? You've got the Sharkies v Tigers.
Sharks, Tigers, yeah. I didn't really know, to be honest. So I figured I'd just pick the two wingers, so Ronaldo and Charlie Staines anytime, and just to throw in a little bit of added extra value. Sharks 1-12. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be a pretty sort of tight sort of game. Hopefully the two wingers can get over, and Sharks 1-12, and I can finally win a fucking bet.
Yeah, nice. What's that get you? That gets you $9. So
yeah, that's not bad.
That'll be pretty good. I've taken the Titans v Eels. The Titans are pretty heavy favourites there, so I might throw them in at 13 plus. just to get it up for that. And I'm going to also go for Feeder to score. I think he might be in for a bit of a one, and the Eels just seem like a bit of a soft target practice for him to lay into. So that gets me $4.50.
Yeah.
And then with the Broncos, you've talked me into it, Ringer. I'm going to put a 15 plus with a Stags at 2 times, I reckon.
Double. Fuck yeah.
We'll see what that bad boy gets us. So you've got the Manly Knights game. Have you got your...
Yeah, thankfully I got the game that I cannot fucking pick. So, but Ben, I think it's the last game of the round. Sunday afternoon, HD light footy. Looking like it could be dry. Hopefully the rain's finished its bullshit by then. So I'm going Hamole anytime. Tommy anytime. And I'm going Greggy Marju to go 2+. I think Hastings down that edge. I don't know who's going to be on his edge, because now that Tommy's going to fullback, I think that leaves young either that Hopewadi kid on the wing, and it'll be on that wing, or Saab, and Greg Marju comes up to Saab's belly button, so I can see him burrowing under him there for a few meat pies. So yeah, I'm going Greg 2+, and then for all that you get 22.50. So
that's the go. Yeah, good stuff. Good start. All right. Well, hopefully one of them hit and we can get back in the green. So, all right. Hand it over to the Gronk.
Hi, lads. It's your boy Gronk.
That would have been a lot funnier if we hadn't shit the bed against Manly. But anyway, what can you do?
Fuck that guy.
what a dick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, fuck it.
Short, sweet, to the point. Hurts. He's done well.
Yeah, right in the
Hurts a lot.
below
Right
the
field.
belt, as one would say.
Yep.
Like you said though, it is fucking hilarious that they got beaten by the Seagulls. Like, it's so funny.
And
They
I
went
went
to
to
beat
have
the
5
Panthers
cracks
and
at
then
it too. Fuck me.
Yeah.
at home, bomb 17 tries.
Yeah.
Anyway, but take your licks.
That's it. Take it next mate.
Anyway, what comes around goes around. He's going down, that's for sure. So,
Fuck yeah.
all right, thoroughbreds and donkeys. That's us for the week. Bet responsibly. Be a contributor to society. Look out for one another. Stay out of one another unless it's consensual. And we're going to gallop off into the sunset. See you later.
Good on you, thoroughbred. See you later.